Joining me now, Los Angeles City Councilwoman Tracy Park. Her district includes Pacific Palisades. Thank you for being with us. The sun is up. I know some people have been able to observe what's going on in Pacific Palisades. What can you tell us? What is the situation as you know it?
Well, as you can see, as we are getting our first glimpses into the absolute devastation in the Pacific Palisades, I am absolutely heartbroken for my community here on the west side of Los Angeles. I am actually at our city's Unified Emergency Operations Center, where we have all of our city departments, as well as coordinated emergency efforts with our state and federal partners. Our entire city is on level 1 emergency response right now. It's just devastating to see what's going on in the Palisades. We have several hundred firefighters on scene actively fighting this blaze, which is not yet contained. We are still contending with the high wind conditions and the dry vegetation. This fire is still on the move. And as you've mentioned, we've unfortunately seen fire incidents break out in other parts of the city of Los Angeles. But I want to reassure Angelenos, there is no need to panic. We have ample resources and an infusion of additional resources coming from all over the country. But it is very, very important that people remember this is an active public safety emergency. We are not out of the woods on any of this. So it is imperative that people follow the direction that they are being given from our firefighters and our law enforcement professionals.
Let me ask you about what we know beyond the fact, and we just got an update. We're told that the Palisades fire is 10,800 acres, 0% containment, which is the same for the Eaton and the Hearst fires. We had a resident on in our last hour who talked about his kids' schools burning. He's gone up to Ventura to get away from the danger zone. But it was his observation that he believed that big chunks of his neighborhood, as well as much of the commercial downtown area, was gone. What can you tell us about what is left standing so far in Pacific Palisades? Or is there a good handle on that right now?
So there is not a good handle on it yet. We are only now beginning to get into the area, both on the ground and with air assets, to begin conducting the assessment of the scope of these losses. But we already know, just from what we can see and what we watched happen yesterday and overnight, that the extent of the damage and loss in Pacific Palisades is going to be absolutely devastating. We just don't know yet how much, if anything, is left in Pacific Palisades.
Are you in the Palisades?
I am at our city's Unified Emergency Operations Center in downtown Los Angeles, which is downstairs from our Metropolitan Fire Communications Center, where I have been briefing with our fire command staff here at City of LA and all of our first responder partners that have been activated across the city of Los Angeles.
I should have phrased that.
I am headed back out to the district in a few minutes, and I am going to be back on the ground in Pacific Palisades, walking and viewing the area with our public safety partners in just a few minutes.
Do you know if your house is okay?
So, yes, it is. Thank you for asking. I actually live a little bit south of the Palisades in Venice, but I will tell you, as the sun came up in Los Angeles today, it was dark everywhere as black plumes of smoke are choking out the sunlight, and these raging fires continue to pour through our hillsides and our neighborhoods. It looks like a volcano explosion in the middle of Los Angeles right now.
You have work to do, and obviously you're doing it, but if you take a moment to think about the scope of what's happening to your constituents, to your towns, potentially to the future of those towns, how are you doing? And what is your level of confidence that there are the resources to help people stay, rebuild, get their lives back together?
This is going to be an all hands on deck effort to recover and rebuild. It is going to require assistance from every level of government. But I want to reassure people in Pacific Palisades and all over the city of Los Angeles that we are here to help. We have resources addressing all of these issues. We urge people to just remain calm, to follow all directions that are being given, but also to remain patient. It is going to take our fire resources time to get these multiple fires out and under control. And it's going to take additional time to conduct these loss assessments and ensure that these communities are safe before people can return. So we're standing up emergency evacuation shelters. We have Red Cross staff on hand who can help people with the process of getting new documents, beginning claims with their insurance form. But this is going to take a long time to begin that process and to get it underway. But I am confident that the city of Los Angeles has the resources and the leadership that are going to be necessary to begin this process. But right now, our main focus is on protecting lives and as much property as we can and safely getting people out of harm's way.
Well, I just want to ask you finally, and I know you have a lot to do, but do you have a high level of confidence that people who needed to evacuate did evacuate? I have heard no reports that there were concerns of people who wanted to stay behind, but I wonder if you're hearing that people did indeed get out.
I will say that my team and I were actually on the ground in the Pacific Palisades all day yesterday and well into the night. My own team members were walking neighborhoods, knocking on doors, and personally escorting people out of those communities as they were burning. So unfortunately, we did hear from a few people throughout the course of the day and the evening yesterday that they wanted to remain where they are. It's a miracle that we don't already have more fatalities reported, only 2 at this point. But again, as these suppression and recovery efforts begin, those numbers may change, and we'll certainly push that information out when it becomes available to us, if it does.